Good day to you, my friends. ChiggerChug here, and I'm going to be playing a little game known as Mini Metro. It's a new indie game on Steam. It's an early access game, currently in beta. It costs £4.99. I'm not exactly sure what that translates to in US dollars or otherwise. But it's made by the Dinosaur Polo Club, which is a New Zealand indie development team. And the full version is expected to be released in November 2014. So yeah, basically I'll show you the options menu just briefly. There's not much to it at the moment. The resolution and full screen options are currently blanked out. So what you have to do when you load the game initially is pick your resolution and pick whether you want it to be windowed or full screen. They've got a ton of languages in here, language sets, which seem to change pretty much instantly, which is quite a nice feature. You can switch to night mode as well, which is quite a nice look if you are playing in a dark space. I'll be playing on normal mode. You can switch it to colorblind mode as well, which is a nice feature. You don't see that very often in games, but then again, this is quite a simple kind of looking UI, so I'm assuming that's a lot easier to do than some of the other more graphically intense games. Currently the game has no audio, so I'll play some music in the background just to fill the space a bit, but that's probably coming very soon, hopefully. Audio made by Disaster Piece, I believe. And I'm not sure what this accelerated start thing does, but I've just left it. I'll just turn it on. I'm not exactly sure what it does. We'll find out. I'm sure. So the aim of this game is to build a subway or metro kind of system in a city. Currently, if I just go back, there are going to be these other game modes available. I'm not exactly sure what Extreme is going to be, and Zen, I'm assuming, is a lot slower paced, but the classic version of it so far is pretty good. So as you can see, you have basically a bunch of cities that you can select to have a look at, and they've got quite a few on here at the moment. But currently they only have 3 available to play for the time being. As you can see, so far my top score is 846, that means I got 846 passengers through the metro system before one of the stations became overcrowded. And that's basically the sort of aim of this game. So I'll go ahead and play. So you basically start off, you've got 3 possible lines here. So I've set up a circular track for the yellow line, and each of these little filled in squares, or shapes, sorry, represents a passenger. So when a passenger wants to go to the specific shaped station, that will appear. And then obviously this little subway train will drop him off. Simple UI, but it looks really nice and effective. So I'm going to build this into a little circle. I found so far, I have played this a little bit, so I found so far that building a circular station, a circular metro line, is much more effective than if you have one long line. From what I've seen so far, I mean, I'm not exactly in the top percentage of the of the leaderboards, but I've only played it a few times, so we'll see. But yeah, so the idea behind the game is to build the most efficient set of lines you can. So the reason that I'm building circular ones here, so if you build like a straight line between, say I went from triangle to circle to square in this line, if a passenger who was at the circular station wanted to get to the triangular station, and the train was going this way, it would have to wait until the train came back to pick them up. So if you do it in a circle, the trains always seem to pick up the passengers, regardless. So I'm just going to extend this one here. And, oh, okay. So the next sort of feature of this is that you have a set of, let's just skip that one there. You have a set of, excuse me, you have a set of bridges that you're able to use. So I currently only have 1 left because I used 2 here for that line. And essentially that's where the complication of this starts to come in. So if you get more stations over the rivers, you start having to use up your bridges very quickly, and it can become very, very difficult to manage. So you know, as you can see here, this is building up quite fast. Fortunately, it's not too fast for me to be able to handle. Okay, so every week you receive a new locomotive. So far, I'm not sure if in the full version of the game you're going to be able to receive, you know, maybe a randomized sort of, you know, something different, or you know, something extra than just this. But so far, each week you earn a locomotive, and then you can choose what to spend the rest of the budget increase for that week on. So you can either buy more tunnels, which I don't really know if that's correct. I suppose it is a tunnel that goes under the river, but you can either buy more tunnels so you can cross more lines over the river, or you can buy a carriage which adds another carriage to the sort of back of one of these. So if you've got a particularly busy line, that's quite a useful one. So I'll probably buy a carriage for now because we only have one station on that side. Okay, right, so if I disconnect the yellow line, back, oh, and go up here. Oh no, I can't. Okay, that's another thing. You can't cross these lines for some reason. I thought you could. Hang on. Let's put this back together. Maybe it's the red that I've got to do this with. Here we go. There we go. So yeah, as I said before, I'm trying to keep them all as squared off as connected as possible. So you know, closed loop basically, so that all the passengers always become picked up. I haven't actually put my carriage in or my new locomotive, but I might save that for when I get another line because it doesn't seem to be too unmanageable at the moment. So I'll bring that up here. So right now it seems relatively easy, you know, the passengers don't seem to be building up too much. But you start getting new shapes. So for instance, you've got this different type of shape here, and eventually you get lots of different types of shapes, and it becomes very quickly very difficult to manage if you're not doing it correctly. There is an option as well in this sort of small menu to be able to totally remove one of the lines if you wish to, so you can completely redraw it. It is a hell of a lot quicker than you know, picking them up and leading them back the whole time. So let's put the blue connected to this. As you can see, the blue seems to be building up pretty quickly. So I may have to delete all the stations and then rejig the whole thing, because obviously this train is taking a lot longer to get round to these passengers. So okay, I think actually that is what I'm going to do. Get rid of the blue line, get rid of all the lines actually, and we'll start again. So do a circular one here, and draw a circular one here, and then connect them up with a red line. Let's just, so as you can see, this is what happens when stations start to become overcrowded. Let's just connect that up there, and I think what I'm going to do for this line is just add another carriage on. And add a new train as well. Actually, it seems to be very quickly building up, and I'm assuming. Oh, okay. Week 3, we've got the time goes pretty quickly, as you can see. So week 3, we've received a new locomotive, and I don't really think I'm going to need many more tunnels for this map. I'm probably going to stick to another carriage. So let's just quickly disconnect this line. Oh, can I do that? I can. There we go. Okay, so we've got this nice connected line over here. So there's two on this line. So yeah, as I said before, this whole sort of closed system seems to be doing pretty well so far. It's about 136 passengers through so far, and it is a nice looking game, isn't it? I mean, a lot of these sort of like simple kind of indie games go for a simplistic look, and it ends up either being too simple or not effective in a certain way. And this obviously, you know, the whole idea of viewing it as if you'd be viewing a sort of metro map of a subway system is fantastic. I love the look of it. I think it looks great. And if you go onto the Steam page for Mini Metro and have a look at the sort of intro video they've got for it, definitely turn up the audio and listen to the soundtrack, because that's been made by the guy who's going to be doing the actual sound assets for the game itself. And it sounds brilliant, and I for one cannot wait until they update the sound assets. It'd be great. But for now, obviously, there's some music in the background that I'm just going to add in, because Might be a little bit boring and tedious to just listen to my voice. But everything seems to be going okay so far. I'm quite surprised actually. I've got 200 passengers through. They keep appearing on this side, and I need to kind of rejig this a little bit. Maybe extend the red line around here and then pull the blue line back a bit. But we're gonna have to connect up to here too. Okay, so if I pull that off of here, that's right. And, oh, I'm not sure what's going on here. What? Oh my lord, what is going on? This is a bit of a mess, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Right, I've got a new locomotive, and I'm going to get a new line. I think that's probably a good idea. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the red line quickly. Redraw. Oh, okay, we're going to draw the blue instead. Let's actually follow the other lines a bit. Do a bit of joint up. Okay, we'll probably just use the red line to do this section. More trains accessing the stations, the better, to be honest, I think. So we've still got a spare locomotive, which I'm going to drop onto the light blue line. I think that's probably a good idea, because this one has one locomotive with 2 carriages and another one without. And I'm going to give the extra carriage. I still think blue's going to be my heaviest line so far. I'm going to give the other carriage to this one. Should be working out okay. I think this is doing pretty smoothly, apart from this station here, but it should be picked up pretty quickly. There we go. That's good. But as you'll see later on in the game, it does become a bit difficult when you get stations building up very quickly. So here, look, what's going on here? Oh, okay, right, there is no square station on the yellow line, so if I extend that out here, it won't have to drop them all off in one station and create these big build-ups, so this one will be able to actually go and drop off the square passengers to the square stations. It's starting to build up rather quickly on this blue line, I have to say. A little bit concerned. Perhaps I should build this across here, so the light blue line can start picking them up from there. So, okay, nearly 400 passengers through so far, so I'm halfway towards beating my top score that I had before. Blimey. I can tell this line here is going to start getting a bit difficult. How many bridges? I've got 1 tunnel left. I wonder if there's a way I can join up one of the lines without... Oh, here we go. Right, so we've got to week 5, 420 passengers so far. New train and... I'll get a new carriage and I'll put an extra train on this line, and I'll put another carriage on the light blue line. Okay, that should be fine. Seems to be working all right so far. So we've got almost 5 carriages on the dark blue line, and 3 on the light blue, and 1 each on the other lines I've got here. Right, let's do that. Well, as you can see, the stations start building up pretty quickly, so I need to be careful of that. That was one sort of thought that I had as a suggestion to the developers. Possibly when a new station pops up, because it's not immediately obvious if you're concentrating on the rest of your map, it's not immediately obvious if one sort of pops up slightly out of view. If perhaps maybe there could be something in this menu or a little counter on the side of the stations that you've either missed, or the ones that you've, you know, what number of stations you have, basically. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't get to it. Phew. Yeah, I think that would be quite a nice little feature to have, because it as you see, like, when it gets a bit quicker than this, you'll see it starts to get a bit hard to sort of concentrate on what's actually going on. But yeah, so let's that's a pretty nice looking game, to be honest. I'm very happy with the graphic assets of everything. It just looks great, and I'm not really sure of any immediate strategies that are going to work particularly well in the game. As I said, the only thing before that I found is to try and make these loops so that the trains always pick up passengers. I might be doing it totally wrong, but I think definitely from what I've done here, the dark blue line is too big. It's building up way too fast. And another problem is this set of I don't know actually. I think the yellow line doesn't have enough. It doesn't have enough types of stations on it, which means it's going to be a bit of a problem. So we've got an issue here, because none of these passengers are getting dropped off, and that's being choked up. Okay, week 6, 640 passengers, new train. Perhaps I should get a new line this time and build a new line for this area and build a new line for this area. Okay, I'm going to go for a new line. I'm going to get rid of the blue, and I'm going to draw a line here, and then I'm going to draw the dark blue line connecting up to it here. Let's see if that helps. This is a problem. Right, carriage on there. Oh god, we need another train on that line as well. Yeah, yellow's not very good here. Okay, right, there's a carriage, there's a line on this one. Okay, we're going to need a new carriage here. I don't have the carriage there, to be honest. I think that's probably a good idea. Let's see how that works out. It's not working out so very well so far. Okay, we've got overcrowding at this station. The sort of final game ender is when one of these stations, when that hits a full circle, your whole line has been overcrowded. So hopefully this guy can pick up enough. No, he's not. Oh, he has. He stopped it overcrowding, but if that starts building up again, oh, I've got another one come up here. See, this is what I'm talking about. I was concentrating on this area of the map, and the station popped up there, and I missed it. Oh. Fortunately, I was looking this way when this one came up. There we go. Okay, this blue line is going to become a big problem in a minute. I'm going to have to join up the green line to it. Hopefully that will alleviate some of the issues. It's going to have to go all the way back round though. Hurry up. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Oh no, he's not going to be able to drop off enough. Right, perhaps I can drag the light blue line onto it or something. Maybe the green too. This is a total panic tactic. I'm not thinking straight whatsoever. Oh, how do I disconnect them? Okay. Oh, I've done it wrong again. Crying out loud. This one first, then this one. Did that work? No, okay. Let's go to here. No, that should... Okay, week 7, 885. I think I might have actually beaten my target. Okay, carriage. We'll get a new carriage. Drop a new train on this line, and oh crap, new carriage on this line as well. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. All right, I think I'm about to lose. I'm going to be a goner. Well, I beat my target. Overcrowding at this station has forced your metro to close. 916 passengers travelled on your metro over 42 days. Well, I did better than I did last time. You can also, quite a nice little feature, you can save a little screenshot of your map. So it saves like the number of passengers and where it overcrowded, and then it saves a blank map as well, which is quite nice. So that's Mini Metro. It's a really nice looking game. Obviously very, very early days so far, but from what I've seen, there's been barely any bugs. Really smooth interface, nice looking gameplay, and the sound assets that are in the intro video, if they're half as good as they are in that, it'll be fantastic. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.